some good news and some bad news. So let's do the good news first. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you on what you're going to have to do every week. So best thing to do is roll up your sleeves and get to it, all right? I want to give you an idea of what expected of you when we ask you to do a crit. And at the end of every week, we're going to ask you to look back on your week assignments. They'll be specified and give a critique of your classmates' work. Now, before you hit the panic button, there are easy ways to do this. Please be aware, I'm going to look very carefully at what you do and really pick it apart. So I'm trying to help you understand that so that when you get to that point, you'll be prepared. And you know what they say, if you're prepared, you're forearmed, right? Um, there's a very good reason for this, and I'll talk to you about it in a minute. But first, let's just go through on the explanation for this week's assignment. It gives you these really great points here, and I can't stress enough the importance of looking at these. They say, rather than just jumping in and saying, I really liked your work, it was really nice, and you know, I liked it and I have no criticisms. Well, that's not the point. The point is you have to analyze the work. And again, there's a good reason for that, and I'll get to it. So this is your tip for analysis. Look at the work. If you like it, what is working in that work? You know, what is there about that piece that makes it really be a good piece? The example here, it says your drawing has a successful arrangement of objects. Well, maybe it's not in the one you're looking at. Maybe you like it because the shading is really dramatic, or maybe you like it because the lines are really straight. You know, whatever. Find out why you really like it and write about that. Then why is it working, or what concepts were used? Now, when we're talking about concepts, we're talking about specifically what the lessons have addressed. Example is down here. You can see for this particular crit session, you're going to be asked to look at assignment 3 and do a critique on 2 people. So what you need to do is kind of hot-foot it back over to assignment 3, pop that one up, and look at what it's doing. It's the modified contour drawing, okay? So go through that. And what I would do if I were you is I would look carefully at what this grading criteria is going to be. And this is what I'm going to use when I assign you grades. Time and involvement, continuous line, contour and cross contour. Don't know what cross contour is? Whoops. Go back over here and read through this again. It'll be there, I promise you. That's the way this whole course is designed. And as much as I'd like to say I designed it, I didn't. But I've really got to also say in that same breath, I really think this is a fine job of covering all the bases. Okay, so we're doing all that. Why is it working? What concepts were successfully? Talk about it exactly. Don't give me the concepts are good, you know, or I like the way it works. It's just not enough. Tell me exactly why. How is it working? The flat table is aligned parallel to the horizontal plane. Maybe the 2-point perspective is perfect, or the 1-point perspective, or the shading really gives it a 3-dimensional look. All right, and then make suggestions for improvement. 2-point perspective isn't good. Well, what should they do about that? Maybe they need to go to a 2-point perspective site. If you know of one, type it in there. That's always helpful. Go back over to these readings again we talked about over here. If there's something up in another area that would help that person, then give them that opportunity, okay? And go back and do that. Do it in a positive way. You know, try this, not you should do this or you must do this. Try saying, you know, something like on page such and such in our book, or on page such and such under the readings in week 2, I noticed that it said blah, blah, blah. That might be a good idea for you to, you know what I'm talking about. You know, try to make it so that people aren't immediately defensive because of something you might say to them, all right? Reason for doing this, if you're beginning to get a little panicky, reason for doing all this is it makes you better. How does it make you better? It makes you think about what the assignment is again and again and again, and you almost memorize it. And it makes you look analytically at these drawings. What that is going to do is it's going to make you look very carefully at your drawings as you draw them. Instead of being just terribly proud that you did one, you're going to be very analytical and very critical, and that's what's going to make you better. Good news is you're not going to have me around to tell you all the time, right? And aren't you glad? But by the same token, you're going to be around to help yourself all the time. And so we're trying to develop that eye, that inner eye, that voice in your head that says, this is what this kind of drawing has to have. Okay? All I have to say, good luck on this. Like I said, we're going to do them every week. So be very critical, be very closely attentive to what your classmates are doing. Talk to you soon.